Assalamu alaikum kids. Hope that you all are staying safe and healthy. I'm your English teacher. Welcome to your first English class. Dear kids, have you ever thought about life's greatest blessing? I tell you, our life's greatest blessing is our family, our parents and siblings. Our today's chapter is all about a family. So let's open unit number 1, Meet the Family, on page number 2. On this page, some dialogues are given. Basically, there are 5 characters in this story: Mr. Berkey, his wife, Mrs. Berkey, and their 3 kids, Saira, Imran, and Nadia. So let's have a look at them, what they are talking about. It's supper time at the Berkey's house in Karachi. Mr. Berkey is an engineer, Mrs. Berkey is an artist. What is Saira saying? Are you going to take us to the seaside next weekend? Now here Saira is asking to her dad that is he taking to them to the seaside next weekend? Mr. B is replying, no, I can't. I'm going to Nepal. I'm going to build a bridge in the Himalayas there. Mr. B is saying that he is unable to take them to the seaside because he is going to Nepal to build a bridge in the Himalayas. Saira is saying, are you going alone? Mr. B replying, no, I'm going with a colleague from work. Mr. B is saying that he is not going alone to Nepal. He is going with one of his colleagues from work. Now here Mrs. B is saying, the 3 of you are going to stay with grandma and grandpa for 2 nights. Imran said, why? What are you going to do? Now here Imran is asking to his mom that why do they have to go to grandma and grandpa's place for 2 nights. Mrs. B is saying, I'm going to paint a family picture for a friend who's got 3 children. It will take up the whole weekend. Nadia said, can't you come home in the evenings? Mrs. B said, no, they live right on the other side of the city, so I'm going to stay with them. Now here we have one text exercise number 1 on page number 2. In this exercise, one question is given which you have to answer and then copy down this work in your notebook. The question is, where are Mr. and Mrs. Berkey going next weekend? Well, the answer is here. Mr. Berkey is going to Nepal and Mrs. Berkey is going to her friend's place. Alright kids, so now as a reading and explanation is done, so now we are going to learn some new and interesting words from unit number 1, Meet the Family. Let's move towards the first word. Reporter. A reporter is a person who collects, writes or distributes news or other current information to the public. Let's move towards the next word. Hospital. An institution providing medical and surgical treatment and nursing care for sick and injured people. Let's move towards the third word. Doctor. A person who is qualified to treat people who are ill or a person who holds the highest university degree. Let's move towards the next word. England. England is a country that is part of the United Kingdom. Let's move towards the last word. Travels. Make a journey typically of some length. Alright kids, now as we are done with our difficult words, so now it's time to make some sentences from unit number 1, Meet the Family. The first word is live. make one's home in a particular place or with a particular person. The example sentence for the word live is I live in a big city. Let's move towards the next word. City, a large town. The example sentence for the word city is my cousin lives in Karachi city. Ahmed and Ali are from the same city. Let's move towards the next word. Work. Activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result. My mother works part-time at a restaurant. Let's move towards the next word. Equal. A person that you make friends with by sending emails. The example sentences are, he now has equals all over the world. Let's move towards the last word. Doctor. A person who is qualified to treat people who are ill. The example sentence is, he refused to go to a doctor. Alright kids, now here we have one text exercise number 1 on page number 5. In this exercise, we are going to read about Sandra Bates' family. We live in Aston, it's in the middle of England. My mother's name is Judy and father's name is Ed. My mother is a doctor. Now here Sandra is telling about her family, that she lives in England with her family. Her mother name is Judy and father name is Ed. Her mother is a doctor. She works at a hospital in Aston. She looks after sick children. She is telling about her mom that she works at a hospital and she looks after the sick children. My father is a reporter. He works for a newspaper. He writes reports for the newspaper. He travels a lot. Now here she is telling about her father that he is a reporter and he works for a newspaper, and due to his profession, he needs to travel a lot. I am 8, my brother Dan is 10 and my sister Emma is 6. Now here she is telling about her siblings' ages and herself. I have an e-pal in Karachi. Her name is Saira Burki. Now here we have one text exercise, which is exercise number 2 on page number 5. In this exercise, 8 questions are given which you have to answer. Let's start doing this exercise with question number 1. Where does Sandra live? The answer is, she lives in Aston. Question number 2. What's her father's name? The answer is Ed. Question number 3. What's her father's job? The answer is, he is a reporter. Question number 4. How old is Sandra's brother? The answer is, he is 10 years old. Question number 5. What's her mother's name? The answer is Judy. Question number 6. What's her mother's job? The answer is, she is a doctor. Question number 7. How old is Sandra? The answer is, Sandra is 8 years old. Question number 8. Where does Sandra's e-pal live? The answer is, her e-pal lives in Karachi. Alright kids, now our text work is done and now it's time to start the grammar work. We have a very interesting grammar exercise on page number 5, exercise number 3. You have to write at least 4 sentences about your family. Stick in a family photo. You could start like this. Now here is a writing task which you have to write about your family. You can start writing this task like this. We live in dash. You can write your country, your city or your area here. My mother's name is dash. You have to write your mother's name here. My father's name is dash. You have to write your father's name here. I love my family so much. You can take help from this writing task, but you must try to write this task of your own. Now here we have the last grammar topic, singular and plural. When we talk about one thing, so it is a singular. And when we talk about two or more things, so it is a plural. For example, a book, 3 books. Now let's start doing singular and plural. The first word is flower. As you can see on the screen, there is only one flower. So when we talk about one thing, it is a singular. The plural for the word flower is flowers. As you can see that there are many flowers, more than one. So we call it a plural. The next word is banana. The plural for the word banana is bananas. Like you can see that there is more than one banana, so we call it bananas. The next word is doctor. The plural for the word doctor is doctors. Let's move towards the next word. Onion. The plural for the word onion is onions. Let's move towards the last word. Orange. The plural for the word orange is oranges. Now you have to copy down this work in your notebook very neatly.